Hi, I'm Christina Caruso. I'm a jewelry and accessory designer. I live in New York City. I was born and raised in Staten Island. I moved to fabulous Manhattan when I was 18 years old to go to Parsons School of Design, where I studied fashion and met a lot of great friends who you'll meet later on. Today I'm going to talk to you about my jewelry collection, which I started right when I was out of Parsons. I started making jewelry at home, working with vintage pieces and vintage findings, and making collections. And I saw Patricia Field at a party, and Patricia Field is the costumer of Sex and the City. And I told her I had great stuff and I wanted to show her everything so she can use it on the show. And Pat invited me to her home, and we had coffee and cigarettes, and we talked about using pieces on Sarah Jessica Parker in the show, and I was psyched. I was like 22 years old. I was so excited, right out of school, whatever. So my pieces were used on Sarah Jessica Parker and Sex and the City for seasons 4, 5, and 6. And after that, I kind of just started a little business. I started selling, making accessories and selling jewelry to stores such as Henry Bendel, Fred Siegel, tons of stores in LA, like great specialty stores, really fun boutiques. And it became a business. And growing up in New York and having a lot of friends in fashion and a lot of stylists, people started borrowing things from me. I started getting my stuff in magazines, and yeah, a lot of great things have happened. So here's some of my pieces, just to show you what it looks like. These are some pieces that I've been making lately. I'm working full-time for a company designing jewelry for private label. So this kind of stuff you would see in Nordstrom or Urban Outfitters, really great pieces, enamel pieces, really fun stuff. My stuff is bold and fun and really energetic, like me. Trippy mushrooms. I mean, lots of fun stuff. I love vintage stuff. Vintage makes me like shopping for vintage. I love finding the pieces. I love finding something that has a story and a history. And this was an amazing piece that I found, and I mixed the chain and made a great pendant necklace. So this is the type of stuff that I do for myself, but I also do for the company that I work for. I manipulate a lot. I put things together. I sketch a lot. I'll show you how some of that works. So over here I have my press and my mood board area, which I'm going to talk to you about in a second. Here is a book, the book Sex and the City, Kiss and Tell, Sarah Jessica Parker, and I was really excited to see that I had a photo credit, a few of them actually, with my jewelry on Sarah Jessica Parker in the book, which was really exciting for me. Also, Sarah Jessica Parker is such a sweet girl. She called me to thank me because I gave her a pocketbook that she really liked. I knitted a hand-knit pocketbook, and it was called the Knitter's Bag, and it's getting knocked off left, right, and center. So I feel like I owe I feel like something good's got to happen to me soon, because whoever's knocking it off is making millions of dollars. But that's another story. Anyway, Sarah Jessica Parker herself called me and left a cell phone message to me thanking me for letting her keep the bag, which was amazing and so exciting. And luckily I didn't answer the phone because I would have never believed her. Here's some more press. I'll flip through the book. Women's Wear Daily, Teen Vogue, People, YM. Great models. Other celebrities besides Sarah Jessica Parker are Rosario Dawson, Claire Danes, Karen O from the Yeah Yeah Yeahs, VJ from VH1. I mean, lots of fun people. Like I said, my friends who are stylists have been really gracious with helping me and hooking me up and putting my stuff in great magazines and on TV, and that's me on Full Frontal Fashion with Robert Verdi with the Knitter's Bag. But I love jewelry. Jewelry's my passion. I started designing jewelry because I felt like it was something that I could have instant gratification with. Like I would find vintage pieces and put something together and wear it out on the town, and I really love that. And this was 17 magazine. They did a whole page on me, which was really, really nice. And they said I've got the touch. So talking about design, this is my first step in the design process. I put together mood boards or inspiration boards, and these boards are kind of the guidelines for what what I'm gonna design, or like my feeling or my colors and all that fun stuff. So here I have a few for you to look at. This one is based on like 70s rock and roll, you know, girls that go to Coachella and listen to music, and they're really free-spirited and fun and really almost hippie, but like in a really modern way. And this is a whole other concept, more punch, you know, color and sex and attitude, and like kind of an 80s feel, kind of like a poppy feel. Really fun. And that's all I have to show you. And that, come into my studio. Here we are in my design studio, where I'm going to show you the type of work that I do. A lot of my pieces, like I said earlier, are reworked vintage pieces, and here you'll see that I have like vintage crescents mixed with disco beads, an amazing vintage cloisonne pendant with jade beads all around, which was featured on Sarah Jessica Parker and Sex and the City, an amazing Aztec piece with actual semi-precious stones all around. I love working with nature, so this great shell is really bold and fun. Working with the coconut chips around it. This was also featured in a magazine. And then this was one of my amazing pieces that were also featured in Vogue, I think. And it's a great piece. It's an actual shell with sterling silver pieces and shell straps, which is great. What I also like to do besides the manipulation, I've been working a little bit in wax. I've been taking a class where I'm actually whittling a piece of wax, and these are going to be really cool rings that say fuck, and the other one says you. I like to be funny like that. My neighbor's in Triple X Tina for nothing. This was one of my first pieces, which I'm really proud of. It started with a drawing, a quick illustration, which is somewhere in this book, and then transferred it to a piece of wax, and then, you know, carved this head, you know, this skull head design, and then I had it casted professionally, which is what we do to save time. But it's cast in sterling silver, and it's one of my very favorite pieces. Today, I'm finishing a necklace and some earrings for my neighbor, good friend, and other fellow designer who's going to wear them for a very special occasion in Sweden. So I'm really excited to be making something for her. And I'm just doing the finishing touches using my tools. Just clasping. These were both vintage pieces that I had reworked so that they had jump rings on them, and areas where I can join the jump rings. And all I'm just doing is just closing, putting the finishing touches on. And then of course it would be soldered, and you know, so that when she wears it, it doesn't fall apart. But it's a great piece, and I'm really excited for her to wear them. So it's a little bit about, you know, how I work, and you can see my space. I'm very organized. And of course, always inspiration. I have Sarah Jessica Parker in a picture frame. I have a picture of me from high school when I had red hair, which I'm always trying to get back to that shade, but I can't. Friends, and a letter from Playboy. They asked me to be one of their style gurus, so they ask me questions every season. You know, what's trending, what they think would work, you know, what I think is cool, and you know, all that other fun stuff. My mood boards, they send them my mood boards. They use them for presentations, and it's really great. The company I actually work for now has a Playboy license also, so I design Playboy accessories. I design Playboy belts, which is very jewelry driven, because you're designing hardware and you're designing pieces that are like jewelry, and then, you know, you put them on a strap. So that's a lot of fun, and I love working with Playboy. So I think I hear the doorbell.